You can't fuck with me when it comes to doing anything with this hand. That's where this tattoos came from. Till death do us part, me and my hand. Why do I have this love for this man? Like, is this love? I don't know, because I didn't grow up with love. Now producers are like, you never watched Black Ink? I was like, no. Ooh, please, promise us you will never watch Black Ink, until you start filming.
This is Young Ben, camera A. Mark.
My dad was not on drugs, he's not, he can't drink. He was just a sober man, fucking be doing crazy shit. I really didn't have a relationship with him like that. I just had to shut the fuck up when he was around, because, you know, like this thing he did to me was, I wasn't allowed to smile when it's funny. I wasn't allowed to cry when it's sad. I wasn't allowed to complain when it hurts, like none of that. So I wasn't able to express my feelings, because that wasn't allowed. I would get beat the fuck up, so I will paint and I would draw, and that was the only way for me to express my feelings. So that's how I just naturally became an artist.
I remember a moment where you and your dad had a conversation.
I don't remember that because
I remember watching a moment on TV.
I didn't watch it. Like that was
I know.
that's too real for me.
I know it was
You
too
get
real
it?
for you. No, it's so
So
real.
I couldn't watch it. How was that?
I remember you looking at him, and instantly it's like your inner child came out. Like you were sobbing. It was
That's
a
what
lot.
I didn't want to see,
Yeah, I know, but to do that, one of the things that we want to do here, right, when I wasn't supposed to be here, is tell real stories. It's talk to people
All the
who
time.
are used to saying, hey, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to share it. I'm not
Always.
going to hide from this. And that's one of the things that make you amazing. And why people see you as an advocate is somebody who's willing to talk about these tough things. So, yeah, I remember that moment and just watching it. The reason why I bring up your dad, because I know what we do here is we talk about trauma and a lot of things we went through. But to watch you be resilient, to watch you face that moment, to watch you say that even though this is very challenging to do, I am going to face this and I'm going to tell you how I feel in the little 2 minutes you was able to even be in his presence, because I know that was challenging for you.
Do you want to know some sick shit? It's like when I saw him instantly, like, I don't know, I felt sad, and it's just I felt bad for him. I don't know why. It's just like, damn, you're little, because when I was young, growing up, he was so like,
Wow.
I thought he was like a fucking giant. You know what I mean? But then when I saw him, I mean, he is old. He was born in what? 1948. He's old.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that, like he's shrunk. I don't know. He was so little. I'm like, damn, it was you. It was like it was so weird. And then like he told me that he's still going through the same thing, like homelessness and all that. He's still struggling. That made me sad. I don't know. It's like, why do I have this love for this man? Like, is this love? I don't know, because I didn't grow up with love. Like, the fuck is this feeling? And I was mad, I was sad, I was angry, I was just fucking, I don't know, I felt all types of shit. Like, it was just like so crazy. I was so overwhelmed and I was going crazy, I think. I don't know, I didn't watch the scene.
I wouldn't say going crazy. One of the things that killed me was like, you will see people seeing like, oh, is she being dramatic? Is this for the TVs? And I'm like, do you not know the history? Do you not see what's going on here? But another thing that bothered me too is that I understand, right? It's TV. Everybody want to talk about what they think could get views. But nobody really talked about the hero in the story. And I think that's your mother. And I want you to just take some time for the people that are watching to kind of shift the energy and talk about your mother and you guys coming from Korea to New York City. And what was that like? What was that
My mom
sacrifice
didn't,
like?
I came here by myself.
Okay.
When I was 22. I literally came here by myself with no English, no money. Just came. My mom, I brought my mom here, a couple of times, as I was making money.
Yeah.
But we didn't come here together. Oh, let's go through this together. We didn't do that. But one thing my mom taught me was the hustle. Like, because we were so poor. But then my mom somehow, shoot, if she wanted your sweater, she would somehow hustle you out of the sweater. Like, I swear to God, my mom, crazy.
That's a gift though.
Yeah, my mom would be like, somehow she would write a letter. She would do anything. She would do something. and she will get what she want, somehow, what we need. And that's what I learned from my mom. And I got the hustle from my mom, and that's what helped me grow this big in New York, because I wasn't scared of anything. Cause like I had nowhere to go back to. I had no parents be like, "Oh my God, I can't make this rent. Can you?" I had people looking up at me like, "Oh, are you making money yet? Send me some." You know what I mean? I don't. I'm the breadwinner, of the house. I'm the one who's taking care of everybody. So like I had to have this drive, and mom. I feel like my mom like put that inside of me, like the hustle, like don't give up and all that. So when I came to New York, I found tattooing. I used to work 16, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's how my shop grew, and how the TV found me, because my shop was big, and, I was one of the best artists in New York City when you research me, and that's my shop, and I would pop up.
Before you got there, though, before you did get the tattoo shops and you became the young babe that we all love and know today, talk about that transition. 22 years old. I remember I read something like you had $80, no visa, couldn't speak English. Like, tell me just the best you can. I know I know it's a lot of memories, but just
It's too much, but yeah,
navigate that first week for me. How is it like just being that courageous? Here? Yeah, just being that courageous.
I was 22, right?
Yeah.
Nothing, but I had a room. I had paid for it from Korea through online, So I had a room. $400, I remember I paid for. So I was in a room, right? It's 2007, April 26th. That's when I came here. And, I was like, oh my God, I was just so happy, because I know it's like normal for people, but for me, having our own room that like sunlight is fucking hitting my face, for me, that was fucking amazing. Like, what? Didn't really experience that. You know what I mean? Like, so like I woke up in like a fucking, oh my God, this is so amazing. Oh my God. Like, sunlight hitting my face. It was fucking amazing. I could never forget that feeling, And then I got up, went straight down to 32nd Street, Koreantown, and I got me a little newspaper. I'm looking for work. So I saw the sign with like nail salon, whatever, and I feel like that's what everybody was doing. Every Asian girl was doing, unless you're doing like, stuff,
Massages.
Yeah, like to be honest, I'm like, okay, let me see this. So I walked to 61st Street. I think it was 61st Street and First Avenue, and I got me a job. And I was just like, okay. They were like, oh, how long you been working at a nail salon? I was like, 3 years. I fucking lied. I've never seen anybody getting their nails done, because that wasn't a thing back in Korea. And it was so ironic. That's what every Asian people do over here. That's your job. But in our countries, like, I've never seen that.
Wow.
I've never seen anybody, with their nails done. What? So, but anyways, I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been 3 years. Whatever. And then she hired me. And I'm like, okay, before I go home, I came from, whatever, and I don't have any tools. Like, can I get some tools from you? Mind you, I don't have money. See, I don't have money to buy that shit. She's like, oh, it's gonna be $34. Oh no, $43, some shit like that. I was like, got you. When I make money, you could take that shit out of my thing. You know what I mean? Because I don't have it right now for some reason.
Awesome.
Okay, so I did that. I started working at a nail salon, and one thing about me with these skills, I'm a fast learner. I'm like, you can't fuck with me when it comes to doing anything with this hand. That's where this tattoos came from. Till death do us part, me and my hand. Just my hand would just be good at the best at everything it touched. So I'm like, I got a job, and I ended up, training this girl who's been getting trained there for 6 months. I started teaching her how to do French nail in a week.
I was about to say, how you teaching?
Yeah. I'm like, girl, oh my God, it's easy, bitch. Like, the fuck? That's just me, me. I would just say anything to get the job, and I'll just back it up, though. I'll back it up.
Yeah.
With my skills, somehow.
But eventually, you find your real passion. Tell me about the first time you got the opportunity to do a tattoo, and you tell me that story. Now I want to hear that.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
Don't tell me you ain't there. So I've been tattooing for 40 years and just start drawing on people.
Oh, no. Tattooing happened just like the nail salon.
Whatever you did, it worked out.
Just like the nail salon. That's just been my life, my whole life. You know what I mean? So, okay, tattooing. I was on 8th Avenue, walking from 30th Street, and I'm walking towards like 40th Street. I'm walking. I see the sign says tattoo. It's a raggedy sign. It's like this little, it's like handmade. It's not even a real sign. It says tattoo. I'm like, tattoo? I could do that. So I walked up the stairs, and I was like, because back then I don't speak English like that. So, I said, can you teach me how to tat? And I thought that's what I said, but who knows what I said because I don't know how to speak English. So I went, they're like, oh yeah, you could come in, oh yeah. Because you know how pretty I was when I was young? You have no idea, oh my God. So they were like, oh, just come. Just to like, do something funny to me, you know what I mean? But I went, you can read somebody's vibe, like, bitch, don't try me. You know what I mean? But anyways, so I'm over there like looking at people's work. I'm like, I've been an artist my whole life. I don't know how to tattoo, but I got this eyes for art. Your work is shit. You don't know how to tattoo. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't want to learn nothing from you. Ew. You know what I mean? So then I started learning the business from the shop. I went there, like I ended up having like 5 jobs then, like hair salon, nail salon, fucking, at a Korean restaurant. And at night I'm making fucking jewelry till I fall asleep, I was doing that. And then I will make time to go to the shop and learn business. I used to clean for free, clean tools, clean all the shops, everything. And I ended up, running errands for the shop, so I know where to get the needles, how to take care of the needles, how to take care of tools and all that. I learned that from just cleaning up for free, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I went down to West 4th Street. I don't know if y'all remember the tattoo street. West 4th Street, you remember? No, nobody. Y'all too
I
young
don't
to
have one
remember?
tattoo.
Okay. So you don't remember?
Yeah, he from Jersey.
Okay. Well, West 4th Street is like tattoo street, That's where all the college kids and all this, it's just like, it's a tattoo strip. It's like 10 tattoo shops in one block. So I walked down there from, Midtown to over there. I was just like, can I get a job? They were like, oh, let me see your portfolio. And I had a little bit because I hustled people on the bus. This girls on the bus, I would bring them to my house and I did a couple of tattoos. And I charged them $50. Anyways, so I had that little pictures. So I printed it out and I put them like a little portfolio book. Yeah, my portfolio book, got, somebody stole it because it was so good,
She's got these 4 pictures left.
I have this. I got a couple right here. And I was like, how long you been tattooing? I'm like, 3 years. My go-to is 3 years. My favorite number, 3 years. I did like 3 tattoos.
Young Bay said she did so for 3 years. She lying.
I did like 3 tattoos. I did like 3 tattoos. Mind you, it's crazy. I was like, you know what? Whatever. So they hired me. So I started working there because, I'm cute. I'm an Asian girl. It's like, back in the days, it's unheard of for a woman, Asian woman to tattoo, it's a male-dominated industry.
True.
If you know, right? Back in the day, it was just men, Mm-hmm. So they were like, oh, yeah. And back in the days, West 4th Street, there's this, like, windows everywhere. She put me right by the window because, there's a lot of perverts and whatever. So they can come in looking at me. Yes. So,
messed up, man.
Yes. So, but I made them mad money. And like I said before, I might be lying about, how long I've been doing whatever, but I will always come through with the skills somehow. So I'm like, I was known to be one of the best artists on West 4th Street now. So, yeah. So, it was like, I learned so much from down there because I've been an artist my whole life. So I know how to draw better than anybody, usually,
Yeah, but one thing I will say, right?
Well,
especially when you're tattooing so many different people. One of the things I love about your work is that some people, it's really tough for them to do tattoos on black skin and different certain skin textures. Talk to me about how you got so good at that, what techniques you did, especially when like you're learning on the fly. Like you basically became your own apprentice, right? So tell me, how did you get so good at like tattooing black skins and all different types of people?
When I started, honestly, 90% of my clients was black. I started with black people, and I have love for people, right? And I'm passionate about what I do and my art. I take pride in that. Like my art has to be the best, no matter what. But as I'm learning, I'm tattooing. I see it was the skin were different. It wasn't. Of course, it's the color, but it's the texture. It was the texture for me, and everybody is tattooing black people like mad rough, like mad rough. It's like, but from what I'm learning right now as I'm going, melanin skin is very delicate. It's like very, very delicate. It might look strong because there's color to it, but I felt like it was very, very delicate. So I started, instead of like other people going crazy, and I'm like, oh no, you can't do that. I learned to be more gentle with melanin skin, and it worked out so perfectly. Oh, now I know. So I learn as I go, but I'm good at it because I care.
That's true.
A lot of times, back in the days, I don't know about right now, but back in the days, people, oh, I don't want to, like there was a lot of racism and sexism in tattooing industry. And I didn't like that. You know what I mean? So I went home and I made skin tone card. It's 10 different color. It's from white to black. And, there's like 10 tones. So I will bring a little flash. So it's the same design. And I will put it on every single color.
Wow.
I will put it on every single color. So, because I need to learn how to make this tattoo look good on everybody, every single shade, not just for fair skin. You know what I mean? So I learned I'm giving it all out. You have to pay for me usually. You have to pay me
We giving
to
a young
learn
pay
this.
panel
Learn
right
this
now.
skill. What? Yeah, so I learned, in my eyes, in my head, on melanin skin, the outline has to be a little thicker. The shading has to be a little whatever. I have my thing now because now I know what makes it pop on every single shade. And I'm practicing on 10 different skin tone every day while everybody's partying, doing dumb shit. I'm just passionate about what I do. So that's what I do. And all that comes from me caring about people, not, despite their color, personality, it don't matter. When you come to me, you're going to have a great tattoo. And I care. And I care about my work, and I care about you. That's it.
That's facts. Passion could take you a long way in just caring. It's so interesting. Like in South Korea, I'm pretty sure tattooing is like illegal, right?
Now it became legal, like I think a month ago.
A month ago.
I think something like that, yeah.
Are you thinking about going back home, doing a tattoo? Not a shop. I wouldn't say a shop. We're gonna get to the wonderful work you're doing on 42nd Street, but like just like a pop-up shop or anything to go back home where you first started drawing.
Cause like the way I was treated back home, I don't really miss anything, right? Only my food. I miss food, but I don't really have anything to miss. Yes, I have family members, whatever, but they never cared about me, and I was never loved by them. So it's like, what am I going back for? I will go back with my son, and to show him around.
I was just about to ask you that. We're gonna talk about Niko, but what about Niko understanding his roots and some of the beautiful parts of South Korea, despite parts of your life not being
I didn't get to experience anything like that.
Yeah.
I would love to take my son and we experience it together for the first time. When I had my son, everything that I did for him, it was first time for me too. His first Christmas tree was my first Christmas tree. His first Lego was my first Lego. His first everything was my first everything because I never was able to have any of that. So for me, I spoiled my son to spoil my son because I love my son, but I also spoiled me doing that because it was just like fun for me because I never got to do that. I never had a Christmas gift, ever in my life. I never had anything like that. So I was just like buying all the kid shit, over buying shit, things that he don't even need. He would have it, One time, I think like his third birthday, I couldn't buy him anything. because he had a whole Target in the house. I had nothing to buy him.
Now we're gonna talk about parenting. We can sidetrack it because I feel you in something. I remember taking my daughter to Disney World. This was my first time at Disney World,
Right.
first time on a
It's
plane.
like everything.
And I'm just like, dang, like you in that moment and you feel good, but you also feel a little sad for yourself. Like, how did you navigate saying like, oh, these are our first moments. This is beautiful. I could provide for my child. I can give him everything he want. But did it make you reflect more about your childhood? Did it make you get worried that maybe you're giving him too much and you still got to teach him discipline and structure? Like,
I try all
tell
the
me
time.
all those
Oh my
feelings.
God, it's so hard for me to like teach him how to do things himself because I'm just like so like, okay, right here. Oh, right here. You know? Oh no, don't do that. You're gonna get hurt. You know? But I gotta calm down because he's a boy. You know, I gotta make him a man, not a bitch. You know? I would hate for him to be a bitch when he grow up. You know, I can't have that. You know, so I'm starting to like do it yourself because I want to do it so bad for him, but I'm like, do it yourself.
That's just mama wanting to protect
Yeah,
her baby.
oh my God,
But you
that's
also
so
gotta
hard.
give baby boy a little space and let him
Oh
grow.
my God, I don't know.
And he growing up in New York City, so you know the wolves is out here. So
I moved out the city for him too.
oh, you gone?
Yeah, I had to.
You here all the time though. You running
I was like,
businesses here.
nope.
Oh man, maybe
Nope.
one day.
I moved out of the city. But you know, we always come to the city and we right by the city. But I want him to have like a little, you know, calm environment. You
Backyard.
know? Yeah.
One time you said tattooing became your prayer. I want to know what you meant by that.
When did I say that?
You said it.
When did I say that?
It was like in a Black Ink episode. You was talking about it. It was
Okay.
getting emotional.
I don't know. I would just be saying shit and not knowing. So
It was smooth though. I think you touched on it, right? Like, are you saying like tattooing save you? Are you saying like this is your form of healing? Like, what do you mean by
because
that moment?
I've been an artist my whole life. Like I said,
Yeah.
from my childhood, that was the only way. Drawing, painting is the only way for me to express my feelings, right? So for me, if I don't create, I feel dead inside. So yes, you know, working at a nail salon, hair salon, you know, working at a restaurant, all that, yeah, that makes me money. But money can't be everything for me. I have to create.
And this is the perfect segue because money is important because you made a lot of people money. West
Right.
Fourth, Black Ink. But now you have your own thing. So talk to us
What,
about
my own
Diamond
thing?
Tattoos and talk to us about
I had my shop for 17 years.
exactly. But a lot of people were seeing you attaching you to other things. So talk about this being your full project now. Like you talking about Diamond Tattoos, showing it out to the world, doing what it's doing on 42nd Street. Talk us through it.
One day, you know, I realized I just couldn't work for anybody. Like my little cute temper, and it's just, you know, I don't shut up. I might not speak English, but I'll talk. I will cuss you out in Korean, you know, and I fight back. You know what I mean? So back in the days, it was just like male dominated industry, and I was a very, very cute Asian girl. Little, you know, I'm fat now, but I was so little and cute, you know. And I went through a lot sexually working downtown. Like people grab my ass, you know, like you know, all that, like every day. But I'm gonna fight you, you know. I'll fight back. Now you wanna fight, you know, doing shit. So I'm like, I will get fired almost like literally once a week by the owner because I'm being sexually assaulted. Like,
And you're standing up for yourself.
you know, like, yeah, I'm standing up for myself, but I'm getting fired, not the guy who did it. You know what I mean? But you fought him. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Because we was like on the one time we was on the floor, I was choking him, and we were going crazy. Like, why would you do that to me? You know what I mean? But I didn't do that. You did that. You know? Well, you thought I was gonna fucking cry? Fuck you, bitch.
Nah, you gotta defend
Yeah.
yourself.
So I mean, what were we talking about?
It's all good.
Oh, tattoo shop, right?
Got
so
you.
I
I was gonna bring you
learned
there.
from that. Like, I can't work for nobody. This is not fair, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like walking around. My favorite thing to do is walking around the city. It's just like, I used to call that, back in the day, I want to inhale rich air. You know?
That's smooth. You gotta put that on the t-shirt. I know you
Yeah,
got.
I used
know
to
you
say
got
that
the
shit all the
furs,
time.
but you gotta put that on
I
the
gotta
t-shirt.
inhale this air that rich people is fucking inhaling. You know what I mean? That was me. So I love walking around. I used to walk around all the fucking time. So I'm like walking around, and now I'm in Times Square, my favorite spot, Times Square, and I see this Russian man. smoking outside a little shop. I'm like, I'm looking. I'm just looking, just to be looking. Looking, whatever. He's like, oh, you're looking for a spot? I was like, yeah. Oh, let me show you something. I followed him, like, up to his shop, and he had a little back room. Fucking scammer, yo. It was a sizable fucking bathroom. Raggedy, whatever. I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I took that spot, painted it, cleaned it up, put a shelf. Because, one thing, we've been homeless my whole life, right? Our whole life. And I was the man in the house. I was doing all types of man's job in the house, even though I was a baby. But anyways, so I know how to do everything my own. So I built the shop myself, the shelving, whatever. I bought, oh my God, should I say that? I bought, my first MacBook for the first time from this crackhead for $50.
Oh, you didn't want to say that?
Should I say that?
That's a New York story.
Say it then. As long as it's not an immigrant story that I'll be fucking deported.
That's a New York.
All right,
yeah,
my first MacBook was from the.
Yeah, that's good. I think you're about to say something crazy.
From this crackhead, $50, and I bought the MacBook. Oh my God, this is so amazing. I opened the MacBook. Oh my God, there was this whole family picture.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that now. Yeah, that's.
I was like, oh my God, fuck.
Dang,
I was like, I'm sorry. I will make this work. I'm pretty sure you have insurance. I don't know. That was my first MacBook, and I write it on the fucking wall, diamond tattoos, and that was my shop. And
wow,
I'm like, okay, now what I'm gonna do? Because it's a little shop now. Like it's very little, but it's my shop now, and nobody knows where I'm at. It's not like I have a sign outside. So I decided to make a little sign, or not a little sign. The sign was bigger than this, right? It was like this big, and then I put that on a pole like this, like 12 feet long. And I put the sign on top of this fucking pole, and I dragged that shit outside to Times Square. Because I was in Times Square. I was on 46 between Broadway and 6th Avenue. And then that's the Times Square right there, half block away. So I dragged that shit down to Times Square. I was like, I started giving out flyers. Diamond tattoos. And then people were like, oh, I want tattoos. I'm like, come on. And I would drag the sign back. And whose daughter is me? And I will tattoo and I go back outside with the fucking, sign and be like, all day. Everybody who hustles in Times Square, they still know me. Oh, they love me because we've been hustling together, for 20 years. But it's so crazy. They still there. Some of the people. But anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's how Diamond Tattoo it became so busy, so crazy. But remember, I was in somebody's back room. For you to come to me, you had to pass barbershop, gold pawn shop, eyebrow threading shop, and then it was me in the little back room, and they were not doing great, great in business. It was just me going crazy with people going in and out, people lining up, sitting in their shop. So I got kicked out. I got kicked the fuck out. And then
I would have did the opposite. I would have kicked them out and say, "Do you want to expand?"
No, he wanted to do the tattoo himself, but it wasn't the shitty place that was popping. It was me that made it popping. So who, if I'm not there, who gonna come to you, bitch?
Yeah.
So people always try to do me dirty and they get fucked over,
Life.
So that's my baby, Diamond Tattoos. That's how I built my shop out of nothing.
That's amazing. Black Ink. Mm-hmm. Millions of people watched you on Black Ink. Mm-hmm. Millions of people learned about you. Millions of people championed you. They got to learn your story. They got to see how talented you was. What was your thought process before the camera started rolling, before you knew anybody? When that opportunity just came to you, like, what did you think? Did you think, like, this was my moment? Finally, I'm working this hard?
So my book was reason for my everything, right? I always wanted a book about my life, even when I was broke. It's like I knew I was going to be successful when I was broke. I always wanted a book about my life. And I'm like, now I have money, right? I'm so comfortable financially. My business has been popping for 10 years almost. I'm booked I'm getting booked for the whole year, in January. Like I'm already like over there when it comes to business. So I'm like, God, my dream, what I'm going to do. I'm like, God, fuck, what the fuck? What am I going to do? It just show me the way like you always do. I don't know. I trust you. and TV started reaching out. And I told you before, I was working 16, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. When do I have time to watch TV? I don't, right?
Yeah.
So, first time Ink Master reached out to me for season 6, 7, 8, and they wanted me on the show, but it's just, I don't know, for some reason it never happened. But when they reached out to me for season 8, these people, they say Black Ink started reaching out at the same time. I'm like, I guess TV is what God wants me to do to have my book.
Yeah.
If I'm not famous, who's gonna read my book, right? So, sure. And like Black Ink, when they saw me, we did an interview. They're like, "Oh, this is it." They were so excited, and they originally casted me for Black Ink Chicago, but then after the interview, they were like, "You can't go to Chicago. You have to stay in New York." I'm like, even better. All right. And mind you, I've never watched Black Ink ever in my life. I
Wow.
thought Black Ink was like Ink Master.
Oh, that they are two totally different worlds.
Right. I didn't know.
Yeah, Ink Master would have really just showed your talent. It's a really good show. And Black Ink is more reality.
Right. But I didn't know. I
Yeah.
barely knew Ink Master like that. I didn't have time to watch TV. So I'm thinking, now producers are like, you never watched Black Ink? I was like, no. Ooh, please promise us you will never watch Black Ink, until you start filming. Sure, I don't got time anyways. You know what I mean? So I went and they made me pop out a cake. And I was like, what is this? And they were like, oh, be more aggressive. I'm like, what do you mean? No, say this. Say, I don't know. Like, you were just telling me to say shit. I'm like, what's that? I was just so clueless and I didn't know anything about the industry, like the reality show. I didn't know none of that. I just was there. I just was placed right there by God. Boop.
Wow. And it's crazy because without knowing that, you went through a lot throughout the show, right? Like even the birth of Niko, relationships, like
Yeah.
the drama. And we don't got to get in detail about none of that. This is not the purpose of this show. But that's a lot to not have watched reality TV and then to have your world showcase so much on it. But it's an interesting transition because at the end of the day, you knew you was gonna have a memoir. And at the end of the day, you knew you was gonna storytell, and thank God you knew that you had a story that was worth
Because you know
reading.
me, one thing about me, I'd be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I could do it.
Yeah. So
And I will have it.
So let's get into your book. I know it's co-author with Brandon, who's an Emmy-nominated producer. Talk about the book. Tell us the title. Tell us about that journey. English not being your first language.
Yeah, that's
coming
why
to
I
the
needed
country.
a ghostwriter.
Yeah, that's okay. Like,
Yeah,
it's okay.
I mean, like I wrote my book 7 times before I met Brandon. I mean, I knew Brandon, but I didn't know he wrote anything. Like, I didn't know he was a writer, right? So I went through 7 ghostwriters trying to like, wait, what is this? Like, they were like okay in the beginning, but then I just didn't feel it. I'm like, what the fuck? This was not whatever. I'm spending, mind you, tens of thousands of dollars because every chapter they write I have to pay, right? So I tried 7 ghostwriters and then I met Brandon. And he was my 8th ghostwriter. And oh my God, when he started writing, he sent me the first chapter. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, oh my God, it was so amazing. I was like, you are what I need. So
Yeah, make sure you get that book.
yeah, so I was like, we gotta do it. So we did a little contract. You're gonna be my ghostwriter. Boom, 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 boom. And we wrote the book. We was done, I think, in 2020. I don't know exactly, but I think it was 2020, end of 2020, or 2021, or something like that. It's not important. I was like, oh my God, he's just did such an amazing job. But then the deals that we will, I will run into, I didn't like it. It's like, I want my book and I want people to read my book. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like, whatever. So we just forgot about it. We didn't forget about it because that's my dream, right? But I had to forget about it because this is my life. This is like my everything. And I'm not going to give it to anybody, like somebody that I'm not sure of. So whatever. And then 2025, my book agent, Adam, he reached out to me. Oh, we have a deal. I was like, what? All of a sudden, after like 4 years,
That's how the book world works.
what? So yeah, I mean, rest is the history. I always have a problem reading this. What is it? What is it?
I can't even see. Let me see.
Permuted Press.
Oh yeah, that's just your
Yeah,
press company. Yeah.
Permuted Press and Simon and Schuster, one of the biggest in the industry,
Yeah.
picked me up. What? I was like, wow, like it's such a blessing. Young is blessed, you know what I mean? And then I'm not a hater. I'm not a, gatekeeper. I wanted to do something for Brandon. I wanted to put him on because he did such an amazing job and he helped so much editing as well. So I was like, Brandon, you need to be right here. So I literally put my ghostwriter's name right here. It says, Young is Blessed by Young Babe with Brandon Dayat. That was me saying thank you to him for everything that he has done for me and for this book.
Nah,
Yeah.
you a real one for that. So one of the things I want to talk about, like, how is it? I know because of reality TV, your story was out there, but like you said, this is your baby. Like, how do you feel when you're like just walking around the world? And like me, like sometimes, like one of the things my kids like to do is we go to a Barnes and Noble when we travel, and they're like, "Dad, we're gonna go find your book," and they'll find my book and bring it to me. And it's like that feeling that I got a random photo from Virginia. They just did my book in Spanish now on Audible, and
Oh, you have a book too?
Oh yeah, I have
Oh,
a book.
nice.
Yeah. So they send you. I'm with HarperCollins. I have a second book too. So HarperCollins and Hachette. So right there with you, we with the big three. We legit. We legit with our books.
Amazing.
But yeah, but like that feeling of just knowing people around the world is reading your story and is looking at you. This hustler, this person who's just focused and is probably not thinking about all the antics, but they're reading your story and saying, "Wow, I want to be you. I want to be Young Bae. I can get through this day." Like, how does that feel to accomplish that?
It feels unreal because me, I don't think I give myself enough credit for what I have done for myself and everybody around me, and what I achieved in life, my career in my shop and everything. I don't give myself a lot of credit. So for other people to just praise me in that way, I'm an inspiration. I'm this. I motivate them. It's unreal to me, and sometimes I don't believe it. I can't. It's just like me, little me. It's amazing.
One of the things I want to talk about is I want to talk about like kind of your legacy. I think that's very important. With all the stuff you did doing, you have a book. One of the things when I first got my book deal, they said, now you're immortal. Like it's gonna outlive you, and when you're gone, people can still pick up a book and read about you. So I want to talk about that, your clothing brand. We didn't get to talk about that. The fur coats be popping. I went to the website yesterday. I was looking at a bunch of stuff. The television platform you were on. Name all of this. Like, what is all of these threads? How do they connect to each other? How does it make you feel? Like, what do you want people to say about Young Bae when this is all over and you
That I'm a
retire?
real one.
That's what I like to hear.
That I'm a real one. That's about it. And I'm a God's daughter. I'm a real one. I will never betray you. Never whatever. Just don't do me dirty, bitch. Cause knowing me, and like not knowing me and losing me is whatever, is one thing, but knowing me and experiencing me, what type of person I am, and lose me, it's crazy thing because I'm a real one. I'm a solid bitch. I am. So
Throughout your career, it seemed like you have stayed like just steady fast. Like, I know my goal is I'm gonna outwork everybody. It is what it is, right? But like, do you think your mindset has shifted from the young girl who came here at 22 to who you are now? Like, tell me about the mindset. What's the
of course
difference?
I'm a lot more calm now, believe it or not.
We'll see. We're gonna get you on another reality TV show and really see about that.
Believe it or not. Oh my God, I'm just this fucking girl with this burst of energy. I don't know where I get it from, It's just, I'm the same person, but I'm a lot more calm now. And I'm softer after my son because I'm in a survival mode because that's just how I grew up. But for my son, I'm a softie. I've never been like that ever in my life. I just, you know, one thing that I was struggling with, like doing green screen and whatever. I would laugh at my own pain, right? Like I would talk about my dad and what I went through because that's what I was like, what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And instead of crying, I'm laughing. They were like, "Babe, seriously, you sound like a fucking psychopath. Cry, don't laugh." but it's like that's what I'm used to. I've been laughing at not laughing at my pain, but I smile and laugh from keep from crying. You know,
Yeah.
so that's just me. So that's always gonna be me. But now I'm more like I'm a little tapped into like how I really feel inside. You know, not to suppress my feelings because I'm so used to suppressing my feelings so I can numb myself, numb my pain, what I'm going through. You know, my favorite thing used to be, oh, this is not my real life. You know, when I get beat up, when I'm like bleeding, I'm like, this is not my real life. Get the fuck out of here. You know, that's how I got through my whole life. And for me, I don't think that's healthy. Like, I see my problems now because I've been doing that for so long. So I'm trying not to do that. So that's the difference. Like, I'm trying to be a normal human being because I've never been, I couldn't afford to be a normal girl. I didn't have a childhood. I didn't have nothing. I was always like, who's going to hurt me, you know? And I just started hugging people like that. Okay. I couldn't hug anybody because even friends, I'm like, they're like, bitch, just hug me. I'm like, you know, it's just, I'm not used to that.
It's so funny. There's a quote that people love saying now. It's like, being depressed is a privilege. Because if you get to sit around and be depressed, I mean, you ain't busy, you ain't got things to do. And I'm just listening to you, and I'm like, dang, all the people that argue with me about that quote, I'm like, Young Bay is proving it. Like, I'm too busy to be stressed. I'm just going to keep living life.
I don't even have that time to think about how depressed I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going through. I don't know. I don't have time to feel what I'm going through. I just suppressed it. I suppressed it and move on. And that's bad. That's not a good thing.
I got one last question, but before I say the question, I wanted the audience to know something, that Young Bay is your real name. A lot of people, I don't think, know that. Like,
Yes.
Young is your first name, and Bay is your last name. I just had to say that.
From my dad. That's Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay. Yeah.
But I got one last question for you. I want you to finish this sentence, and I want you to hold the book up. Young Bay is blessed because.
Oh my God. Young Bay is blessed because of you guys. Without my clients, without my fans, I could never be here. And I'm so thankful.
Thank you, Young Bay.